And we back! For the second year in a row, we're doing the 100-point challenge. Now, if you missed last year's video, that's cool. I'll fill you in on what the 100-point challenge is. We have to build a 10-man rotation. When you add up all of their points this season, has to be less than 100 points per game. Sounds simple, right? No, I have sat here for maybe 2 days on and off trying to put together what I thought to be close to the perfect lineup. I made 5 different versions, y'all, 5 of them, and I picked the 3rd version to present to y'all in today's video. Now, again, it could be simple, but I promise you it is not, because right now we're in the midst of history. If we're taking a look at points per game, as far as all the teams across the league, we're averaging, as a league, 112 points per game per team, which is insane. When I say we're in the midst of history, if you sort, this is the fastest or most points scored per team since the 60s. In the 60s, there was no rules, bro. People just running up and down, and there was no defense. So in the modern era of basketball, the shot clock era, this is the most points ever scored by team. We got the most people basically in NBA history averaging over 15 points per game. So how am I supposed to put together a 10-man rotation of players under 100 points? It's kind of difficult. That's why it took me a long time. As always, I welcome y'all to use that comment section. Give me your teams, man, because again, I think I put together a really solid team, and of course, we're trying to get this team together, throw them in 2K and see if they're really that nice to win a championship. Let me know if you can build a better roster. Also, a quick reminder to leave a like on the video, man. It does help the channel out a lot. We're on the road to 1 million subscribers, and I can't get that if my OGs don't like the video, and I can't get that if the new people don't subscribe. So let's get that thing done. But let's get to the fun part, which is the drafting of this team. As I mentioned, it took me a long time to come up with what I think to be a good enough roster to win the championship. So in my mind, we need to have an identity. If we're gonna only average 100 points per game as far as like real life statistic goes, we have to have an identity. And my identity today is defense. Yeah, I need a player that's gonna clamp up. So my starting point guard is, well, it's Chris Paul, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all knew Chris Paul was probably gonna make this roster. I tried to not select anybody this episode that I did last year, and I don't know if I succeeded in that. There's also a rule that you can't pick 2 players from the same team, so that changes things dramatically, because I had this lineup where Chris Paul was playing with Mikal Bridges, but I can't put Mikal Bridges in my lineup, but CP3 is on the team. In this season, of course, he was an all-star again, and he's averaging 16 points per game. I think that's a steal for the amount of effort and the amount of winning Chris Paul can bring to a team, and hopefully I can help my boy get that first championship ring. Now, at the shooting guard position, I decided to go big. You know, there's so many players in the league that is averaging over 25 points per game, but if I get somebody on that caliber, I am spending 1/4 of my budget on one player, and if I'm going to do that, that player better be, that player better be nice. I didn't do that, though. I went with a guy that was slightly less. I saved a couple points by going at shooting guard position, Paul George. Yeah, Paul George is averaging 23 points per game even right now. He's having a really good season. He can hit the shots, take over when you need him to, play great defense, and guess what? We're changing that narrative. Y'all calling them way off P? No. Playoff P is going to be a real thing, and he's going to lead us to a championship. Oh, it's also important to you that I let you know that I'm recording this video on Sunday, the 21st. So, of course, if Chris Paul and Paul George have a big game by the time this video comes out, maybe their averages are a little bit different, but I'm just using that as a reference, all right? So we got 16 points per game for Chris Paul, 23 points per game for Paul George, and at my small forward position is a player we make fun of a lot on this channel, but it's never no harm towards him. I actually get tweeted at a decent amount, people asking me, Kenny, why don't you like Robert Covington, who were selected? And it's not that I dislike Robert Covington. Robert Covington is actually a really, really nice guy. I dislike the way 2K has Robert Covington. It's not Rocco himself. It's 2K's fault. But he's also not having an amazing season, only averaging 8.5 points per game. I'm going to move him over to the small forward. His overall will go up. He's going to play some defense and hopefully hit his shots. He's going to be getting passes from Chris Paul, and hopefully that diamond boost helps his percentages. But as of right now, Robert Covington is my small forward. So when I'm getting Chris Paul and Paul George, of course, a lot of the players on my team are going to be budget players, because at that point right there, sheesh, that's almost 40% of my budget just with those 2 players alone. So at my power forward position, this is a player that was on every one of the 5 lineups that I put together, because he is not averaging a lot of points. He makes winning plays. He's a great defender. You know, it's Draymond. You knew it was Draymond Green. He's only averaging 6.1 points per game at this moment. But you know, he does everything else to a good level. He's going to defend. He's going to play make. He's going to be an on-court leader. He's going to do everything you really need him to do other than score the ball. And now I need an anchor. And I told you my identity was defense. And well, I'm going to get the 2-time defensive player of the year, possibly 3-time. He might do it again. Rudy Gobert, man. Rudy Gobert is averaging 14.4 points per game. And if we do the statistics, the mathematics right, we got 3 all-star caliber players in our starting lineup. That's a W. I mean, 2 of them are averaging under 20 points per game, so that really does help. But that leaves us with not a lot of money for our bench. So we've already spent 68 points, which leaves us with 32 points to complete our team. And again, 5-man rotation, so I need a backup point guard, shooting guard, so you get me. At the backup point guard position, like I said, defensive identity, right? This player is picking up your favorite point guard 94 feet. He's getting inbound steals like I've never seen. Literally leads NBA history in inbound steals. This man is a hard-nosed defender, a good playmaker. He almost had a quadruple-double earlier. It is TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell's averaging 6.9 points per game, which is nice. As I'm recording this video, they actually play today the Pacers. I don't know how well he's going to do. But as a backup point guard, there's not that many better than TJ McConnell right now. So when Chris Paul is not in the game, we still get great defense. We still get great playmaking, and that's what we need. At the shooting guard position, well, we went cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean really, really cheap. Defensive identity. Who's one of the best defensive shooting guards in the league that don't score points often? It's Matisse Thybulle. Now, he's on a nice little run, especially with Joel Embiid being out. He's had a couple really solid games. He shot 4 for 4 from 3 against my Bulls or something like that. He can score the ball when you need him to. He's only averaging 3.7 points per game, which is crazy to really think about. He basically is a lot better defensively than he is offensively, and that's what we need. Again, that's our identity here. At the small forward position, I decided to get a player that can score a little bit more. He's actually a rookie at the small forward position. It's Saddiq Bey, man. Saddiq Bey can come in off our bench and hit some shots. He's going to be a solid defender. He's averaging 10.7 points per game. And you know what? I wanted a guy off of my bench that can score a decent amount. And 10.7 was like the perfect mark for my team. And I was trying to look at players beneath him. And none of them I can see is really coming off the bench and really impacting as far as scoring the ball goes. Like Dante DiVincenzo's right under him. Wayne Ellington is right under him. Saddiq Bey is just the best option at that price range. So, of course, I'm grabbing him. Now, all of my picks to this point have been very strategic, very IRL, right? My power forward, nope, it ain't got nothing to do with his IRL play. It's the way 2K has this player. We've done plenty of videos where this player is dominating. But in real life, he's only averaging 5.6 points per game. But in 2K, I've legitimately seen seasons where he's averaging 18 points per game. Precious Achiuwa, welcome to the team. He is my first and only 2K pick. He's averaging 5.6, right? I'm going to make him a power forward. Mark my words here, y'all. Precious is going to average double digits in 2K. He always does. It don't matter if you're giving him 15 minutes, you're giving him 30 minutes. He's going to come in and score a ton of baskets. He's going to defend. He's going to be high energy. He's my only 2K pick. Now, after that, we don't have that much money left as far as building our team. So I had to go with, of course, a very budget center. Our second unit doesn't have that much scoring, which is unfortunate. I mean, I only had a certain like 30-something points to, you know what I'm saying? So I went with a guy that can stretch the floor, still play solid defense. He may not be super loved by his fan base right now because he's not having a good season, but I know Memphis Grizzlies fans love him. I know that Toronto Raptors fans love him because he helped them win a championship. Marc Gasol at 4.8 points per game. So that's it. That's my team. And we have 0.3 points to spare. Now, I did go around the league and try to see if I can elevate some players. I got 0.3 to spend, and I couldn't find anything. So my team, CP, PG, Rocco, Draymond, and Rudy Gobert. TJ McConnell, Matisse Thybulle, Saddiq Bey, Precious Achiuwa, and Marc Gasol. That is my 10-man rotation. I think we have a defensive identity out of this world. We will not be allowing anybody to score any points. We just won't. And then I'm relying on Paul George. I'm relying on Chris Paul to actually increase his offensive load as far as scoring the ball. And can Rudy Gobert score a little bit more than 14 with Chris Paul as his point guard? Possibly. Let me throw my team in 2K and see if, well, we're ready to win a championship. Now that I'm looking at this lineup again, it's so hard, bro. It's so hard to put together a less than 100 point per game team, especially with all of the great players averaging over 25. Like, I wanted to build a roster around James Harden. It was so hard. I wanted to build a roster around Kevin Durant. It was so hard. Those dudes are averaging so many points that the rest of the team has to be really buns to make it work. And it will be like, I need KD to average 40. I don't want to do that. So whatever. I'm going to put my team together and see if we can do it. So the team has been built. We're on the Spurs for some reason. Don't ask me why. Actually, it kind of helps because Greg Popovich is a defensive coach. So Chris Paul, Paul George, wearing a number 1 now, whatever. Robert Covington, Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert. Then off the bench, we have Precious Achiuwa. Like I said, you make him a power forward, he's going to be a dog. Saddiq Bey, TJ McConnell, Marcus Gasol, and then Matisse Thybulle, very, very low down the line. And then we got a couple Andre Livingstons and Josh Hall. There we go. We are ready. I wonder how much did I really do what I was supposed to do? I told you my identity was going to be defense. Greg Popovich is a defensive-minded coach, and every one of my players fit the system. We have a 5-star defensive system. We better dominate. First game is against the Sacramento Kings. They better not score over 100, and they don't. PG with a 38 piece? Quit playing. All right, and look, I told you Precious is a 2K pick. He was going to have a game. He was going to have, he might win rookie. No, he's not beating LaMelo, especially off the bench. But yeah, this is great. This is great so far. 2-0. We allowed 100 points. How many times this season will we allow less than 100 points? Maybe just one because teams are super good. Yeah, maybe just one time. But PG is having an MVP caliber season through 2 weeks. 34, 8-4, 50-40. Man's doing terrible from the free throw line for the first time ever. I'm not terrible. Terrible for his standings, though. 3rd week of the season, we get our first loss. We knew we weren't going 82-0 for sure. Look at Precious, bro. 15-8. I told y'all this man was about to go crazy. If you don't have Precious on your team, you don't play enough 2K. Robert Covington. We'll take whatever production you give us, Robert. Just play defense, all right? Play defense. Show off those skills from the... They trying to get them for us. Nope. Show off those skills you had in the skills competition. So, 12-3 at the moment. Chris Paul also having another very, very good season. His assists are down, but I don't think he needs to have high assists, man. We got some playmakers on this team along with some good defenders. Like, look, TJ McConnell off the bench is averaging 6 assists. So, him off the bench. Draymond, of course, Draymond's going to get his assist up. He's only shooting 32% from the field. Do we trust that playoff time? Do we really trust that playoff time? Robert Covington is the only player on the team that is cold. Oh, Matisse Thybulle is too. At least Matisse is shooting at least 40%. Draymond is hot, even though he's shooting 32%. Robert Covington, bro. You want to know what's crazy? 38% is still better than a lot of the times we've seen him in this game. So, I'm okay with his production at the moment. You know what I'm saying? It ain't great. Obviously, it ain't great. It ain't bad either. Rookie Saddiq Bey. Woo, off the bench, averaging 14-4. All right, I feel good. I want to go to the All-Star game and see. We should have 2 All-Stars or maybe even 3. Can all 3 of our guys make the All-Star game? At the break, we are 40-11. Beautifully done from my squad. Let's take a look around the league. I mean, the only team that is close to us is the Boston Celtics. I guess we could say Philly. Yeah, okay, Brooklyn is too. But we are the best team in the league, man. Chris Paul, 20-7. Beautiful shooting splits. Almost 50-40-90 club. Almost. He's a little bit off on a few things. Paul George, averaging 30. Averaging 30. Almost 50-40-90. Robert Covington, shooting 41% from the field. Actually shooting 37% from 3. Not upset about Robert Covington's production right now. Draymond Green, 6'6", and about 3.5 rebounds. That's extremely low for him. I'm guessing Rudy Gobert is averaging a ton. He's not even averaging a ton. 11-11. Precious, 15-8. Sheesh. Saddiq, 13. TJ McConnell, 6-6 off the bench. Marcus Gasol, 3-3. But that's fine. We don't need Marcus Gasol to do much. Just play those little minutes. And then 4 and 0.4 steals for Matisse. Not showing him love in the passing lanes, I see, 2K. Can we have 2 All-Stars? We don't even... Okay, I was hoping we'd have Paul George in MVP candidacy, but he's not. Precious Achiuwa is 4th in the Rookie of the Year voting. He's 3rd in 6th Man of the Year, which is great. No most improved players. All-Star teams are here. Who am I looking for? Who's on my team? Paul George is here somewhere. He's not a starter. He's on Team James. Chris Paul probably did get no love. Nah. And Rudy Gobert's not going to get love because he's only averaging 11-11. We get 1 All-Star and it's Paul George. We'll take that. Whatever. We're not making any trades. We're going right to the end of the season. LaMelo beats out Precious. Precious better won 6th Man of the Year. Nope, Spencer Dinwiddie got it. So we don't get any awards other than Coach of the Year, Greg Popovich, and Executive of the Year because we made the necessary moves. 99 defense, exactly what we wanted. Paul George getting snubbed. Getting really snubbed for the all NBA team. Okay. All defensive team. We got 2. We got our backcourt. That's W. That's a W. We'll take that. That's a W. We have a all defensive level backcourt. We should have had Rudy Gobert there too. They really don't know what they're talking about. We got rookie teams. We should have 2. Yes, Sadiq Bey's on second team. So they showed us a little bit of respect, except for Paul George making an all NBA team. He averaged 30. Okay, 20. We averaged 29, 6, and 4 throughout the season. And he was close to 50, 40, 90. And they like, nah, that ain't really even good enough. Yeah, he's a leader of the best team in the league. That ain't good enough, though. First round, we're going against the Portland Trail Blazers. Since we took Robert Covington from them, they've started Rodney Hood. Come on, Rocco. This is your... It's not the time. This is not the time. Not the time or the place to be losing to the 8th seed. Who just had 50? The man. He's mad about all those things y'all said about him in playoff time. He just had a stinker, kind of. Whatever. He had a 50-point game in the first round of the playoffs. He's tired of y'all taking shots. Now we're going against the Pelicans in the second round. The Zion versus Draymond matchup should be pretty fire. Robert Covington versus Brandon Ingram is pretty fire. And Paul George is getting guarded by Eric Bledsoe, so I'm expecting him to have a series. But Zion is just so big. He just put up almost 40. I went to Simcast Live. It's not what we wanted to do. Anyway, we win game 2. And that was Paul George putting up a decent game, but it was mostly a team-oriented one. Get another one. There we go. Where's PG? Okay, you know what I'm saying? PG don't have to. This is not the time. This is not the time or the place to be bad. Come on, boys. Come on, man. Come on, Rudy. Can y'all stop playing with us? They were letting Nickeil Alexander-Walker come off the bench and drop 20 in a playoff game. Here we go. The Pelicans are so loved in 2K. So loved in 2K. Oh, my God. There's no way. Okay, we're going to get out of here with a W. Yep. All right. Game 7 time. I need a big-time performance. PG, bro. Do not. If you have a bad game, everything that they said about you, all the memes, do not have a bad game 7. Do not. Okay. Looking solid, team. Looking good. That's a W. We're getting to the second round. We're getting to the conference finals. Paul George. Good game. Beautiful efficiency. Added some assists to it. But it was our MVP. My MVP. CP3. Come on, man. This is the championship run for you, CP. Let's get it. Come on. That's a crazy game 7. All right. We're going against the Lakers. Robert Covington versus LeBron. I low-key might switch the lineup and have Paul George guard LeBron other than Robert Covington. We'll see how this goes. They take game 1. Yeah, we need to put Paul George on LeBron. It's probably the best matchup we have. Rocco's solid, of course. He fits the identity, like I'm saying. But I think we need to put PG on him. I think we need to put PG. Where's PG? Nope. Where's PG? Hello? There we go. Is this defensive rating? It says 97. Is that his defensive rating? Or is that like the way he's like, is he? Okay, it's defensive rating, 100%. Rudy Gobert's at 94, so it's defensive rating. All right, because Matisse was at 91. Okay. I'm like, yo, whoa. So Paul George, come on, clamp up, PG. You know what? That's an amazing game still from LeBron and Anthony Davis, but we took the win. He scored himself. All right, come on, 3-1. Yes, 3-3. LeBron. 26 and 18 in a loss? Paul Precious, the rookie. He took 20 shots. He almost led us in shot attempts. Whatever, we won. 3-1 lead. We don't blow 3-1 leads around here. Paul George, what a performance in that game 4. And we get to the championship to go against the Toronto Raptors, who are the 7th seed. And in the elimination game by committee, we clamped up defensively. Dennis Schroeder tried to do it, but 8 for 21 and 8 for 22 and 9 for 21 from the star players in LA. No, we got that defensively clamped up. And now we're going against the Toronto Raptors, who, of course, are a very, very good team. They're a 7 seed and made their way to the finals, man. Game 1 is a win by almost 10. Game 2 is a win by 36 points. Paul George with a 47-pointer in the finals. Give him finals MVP right now. Give him finals MVP right now. Gentleman sweep, hopefully. Yes, Paul George averages 34, 7, and 5, and we put together a team that in real life scores under 100 points per game and won a championship. That's a wrap. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave it a like. Like I said in the comment section, I'm interested to see what type of teams y'all build. And go throw it in 2K too. Let me know if your team won a championship like mine did. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.